Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Derby and welcome to my channel, welcome to my space. I'm so happy that you're here with us today. So today I'm going to share the resources I have been using to self-study Japanese. Yes, before I used to believe that in order to learn any language, you would need to take a formal class. And I've come to realize that that is far from the truth because I have never taken a formal Japanese class. And this is my first time learning a language on my own. And I can say with 100% certainty that it is possible to learn a language so long as you have the right resources to help guide yourself through the process. So if you're interested in learning about these resources, stick around, and just wanted to let you guys know that if you're also interested in learning about resources that I use to learn French, I will be making a video on that for next week, so stay tuned for that. And without further ado, let's get to the Japanese learning resources. So the first resource that I want to talk to you guys about is called Mango Languages. That is the first one I started off with for Japanese because I thought, hey, what better than to start off with this? So fortunately, my school purchased the program Mango Languages. I do believe that it does have a cost for you to you have to purchase it in order to get access. Unfortunately, my college, allowed us to have access, and because I dropped out of the semester, I decided, hey, why not jump into a language? So it's really cool because once you choose your language, which by the way, there's so many languages you can choose from. You can choose Spanish, Chinese, Mandarin, Japanese, Russian, German, Italian, etc. You can even learn pirate. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? That is pretty crazy. Yar. So once you choose your target language, there are 5 units that you have to complete, and within the units there are chapters, and within the chapters there are lessons. And you start off each chapter, I believe, with a little conversation that you'll hear. And of course, if you're fresh, not basically learning the language from zero, you probably won't understand anything that's being said. But it's awesome because once you finish the chapter, you will actually hear that conversation again, and then you'll be able to test your listening skills and ability and whether or not you're actually understanding what you've been learning so far in your language learning journey. Each lesson you will also get a little slide that tells you what you will be learning in that lesson, if it's about greetings, how to greet others, how to introduce yourself, or how to say when's your birthday, etc. It'll tell you the lesson plan for that particular lesson, which I found to be very cool. And once you start the lessons, you will be learning words and phrases, and then there will be a lot of repetition because repetition is, of course, very essential to learning and the learning process. And once you actually go through a lesson and you complete it, there are also some flashcard reviews that you go through, and it'll basically be not everything, but some words or phrases from that lesson. And it will also be from past lessons that you have gone through, just to make sure that you are learning and really internalizing what you're learning. And it's really cool because if you do get it, you just press the green check. And if you missed it, which is totally okay, you just put the red X. And it's great to be honest because that way Mango can keep on bringing up that flashcard in future flashcard reviews. So at some point from the repetition, you will finally be able to get it and internalize the word or phrase.
I'm using my notepad because I wrote every point here. I don't want to miss any point.
Cool thing is that also when you're going through the lesson, you also have the opportunity to record yourself saying whatever word or phrase the person is saying. And it's awesome because you get to compare the frequency, because when you actually record yourself, you get to see the frequency of the person's voice of how that word or phrase sounds. And then you can record yourself, and then you can drag the little frequency thing of your voice to match with the frequency of what the person said and see whether or not you're actually on the right track with regards to pronunciation. And I find that very cool because it will definitely help with intonation and timbre of your voice and all that good stuff. It's also really cool because cultural notes. You learn a lot about the culture. There are always little culture notes of whatever, for Japan, I learned this culture note about there's this dolls festival and Children's Day and the cherry blossom viewing and all that stuff. So it's really cool. You really do learn some interesting things about your target language, the country, and there are also slides that pinpoint certain grammatical points that you learn about articles and all that stuff. So it's just really helpful. It's not just you learning words or phrases, but you actually do learn some important grammar stuff. The last thing I really like about Mango Languages is that at the end of each chapter, there's also an exam. So it's basically, again, just like reviewing like the phrases, but then like you also listen to the conversation that's like being said or the little story. And at the side, there's like these little questions of like, I don't know, like when did this person go to Japan? And then like, you know, based on what you heard, you'll answer. And you can also go back and read, which is great because if you don't know, it kind of helps to go back. Because if you know some of the vocabulary, then you'll be able to understand like what you read and be like, oh, okay, it's like, she went in April. So yes, if you do have the financial means to invest in Mango Languages, I definitely say it's worth the investment because you really do learn and advance a lot. And you know, I feel by now I would be more advanced with that, but because I have been experimenting with different resources, I'm still like barely finishing Unit 1, which I'm very excited about. But yes, it's super awesome. I would definitely recommend Mango Languages. The next resource I would definitely recommend is Japanese from Zero. So I purchased this book because I read very good reviews about it, and it's pretty cool because if you're just learning hiragana, for example, this is a great book to start off with. It's pretty slow paced, so it's not like everything's going to be in hiragana from the get-go. It's like certain letters will be pulled out and then they'll start adding in like hiragana character you're learning to start like internalizing that. And on top of that, you also learn phrases, vocabulary word, some extensive grammar, but it's not like crazy. Like, it's not like a lot. It's really broken down into little bits. So if you're someone who really does like taking it slow and not rushing through it, then I would say this is certainly the book for you. However, if you're someone who likes to be more fast-paced about it and just like want to like take it all in at once, I have heard that Genki is a great book for that. I actually ordered it. It's downstairs and I'm planning to start that probably this weekend because I am interested to give it a go and see how that goes. I'm someone who's like a sponge and just loves learning as much as I can, so I'm gonna try it out and I'll get back to you guys on that. But yes, this is a great book for that, and so far I'm almost like 1/3 through the book. I use it more so to learn more vocabulary words because I definitely do want to expand my vocabulary, and I do believe that there are also YouTube videos available that are for free. So if you're someone who's interested and, you know, wants to take it slower and doesn't like getting overwhelmed too quickly, then I would definitely recommend giving this book a shot. Okay, so the next resource I would recommend is WaniKani. That's something I started very recently. And hey, you don't even have to pay from the beginning. Like eventually you do. It's like a monthly payment of like $9.99. Or you can pay like a yearly payment that makes it slightly cheaper, or a lifetime payment where it's like you pay this amount and you got it for life, right? But the cool thing is that the first 3 levels of WaniKani are free, and it's really awesome because at first you do learn about the radicals that construct the kanji, and then you start learning about the kanji, and it's been super helpful with regards to like learning how to read kanji and recognizing a kanji. And you know, if you're someone who's interested in that, then I would definitely recommend WaniKani. And I also wanted to mention that when you do WaniKani, it's kind of like Mango in the sense that, again, repetition, it's very essential when learning anything. And at some point, it will eventually get burned. Basically, what it means is that once it's burned, it means that you won't really see it anymore, because it means that you already internalized it, it's in your brain, it's in your mind, you got it, no problem. So it's really cool because it's kind of like, you know, Mango Languages, that once you got it, you got it, babe. The next thing I would recommend is this kanji workbook. So I haven't used it yet, but it's really great because this book does have the stroke patterns, as you will see here, of how the kanji is constructed. So I think that this book would be paired perfectly with WaniKani because WaniKani, you're basically just learning how to read kanji, whereas with this one, you're actually practicing your writing. And it's great because you can practice right there in the little squares, and you know, you see the patterns, like the stroke patterns of how you're supposed to begin and end the kanji. So I'm definitely going to be starting this soon, but yes, I would definitely recommend this. It seems awesome. It's a great way to practice your kanji writing. So the last resource I would like to share with you guys is, I believe, the sister website to WaniKani, which is called Tofugo. Tofugo, I think that's how it's pronounced. And basically, I use Tofugo to really learn katakana because, as you may have seen in my last video on how I was learning and teaching myself hiragana, I'm not dancing, I'm just like pointing up there where the link will be. I was using a video from Japanese 101 podcast, which was super helpful. It really did help me learn the hiragana. But then once I finished that, I tried doing the katakana, but kind of stopped at a certain point because I got a little bored, and quite honestly, it just felt a little more difficult to learn. I don't really know why. So I kind of stopped for a while, but then I came across Tofugo, and it was really helpful with regards to learning because right there you do have the option to test yourself on your ability to really read and understand the characters. So for example, with the katakana, if you want to test yourself on the role with the ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, you can click on that particular kana and just test yourself, like see the character and type in the romaji that you think fits with that character, and then right there you see if it's right or wrong. And then that's how I was able to advance, and eventually I just started testing myself on everything and just typing in the romaji, and I got it. That's how I learned the katakana, and it's been super helpful. And I do believe there's likely more helpful resources on Tofugo, but I haven't really looked into it as much because really I just used it mostly for the katakana learning process. And I would also recommend Dr. Moku app. I didn't purchase the app because you do have to purchase it, but I did use the little freebies that were available to me. And I found that it really did help me with the katakana because what they do is that they match each katakana with a specific visual that fits. So what I found now is that every time I see a particular katakana that was there in the freebie section, I tend to really connect it with that visual, that imagery that was connected to that character. So it's really cool. I found that to be very helpful. So if you're a visual learner, I would certainly recommend you to look into Dr. Moku. That is basically it. I tell you guys, I filmed this video quite a few times because I don't know why I wasn't getting it, but organizing my thoughts and like what I wanted to say, my main points on my notepad, it really did make a difference. I feel so much better about this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it and found value in it and insight. And I hope that these resources can be of service to you in your Japanese learning journey, as they have been and continue to be for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and to subscribe to my channel and to turn on the notification bell so you're notified each time I share and post a new video on my channel. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.